average man or woman's sexual identity. I think that a lot of people have, especially in the GLBT community, have been repressed or taken on the roles of being repressed or suppressed. I don't know. And when a young man or a woman gets sober, they've had these fantasies, they've had this, and maybe pig sex experiences, and now you're talking about, you can read something like The Ethical Slut,
Yes.
and which you turned me on to, I believe, at a kink meeting.
That's
and
correct.
so that's another thing I'd like to address a little more. I met you, we met again at a kink meeting, and then you started a kink meeting
Yes.
at the
I did.
Castro Country Club,
Yes, I did.
and now there's a kink meeting at the Citadel.
That's right.
And the Citadel is the preeminent, I guess, kink club.
The Citadel is a great sober play space. It is not identified as a 12-step or sober place.
Yeah.
But it's identified as a safe kink dungeon play space that basically utilizes the expertise of organizations like the Society of Janus and other BDSM fraternities to provide classes and seminars and workshops and also play parties where people can go and learn everything from fire play to bondage to edu-kink classes. That's what they call them, edu-kink classes. And their website, if you're interested in finding out more information about their calendar of events, is sfcitadel.com. And they have all these different classes throughout the week, and it's a membership organization. It's nonprofit. It's run by the owners who help take care of it and who live there, and they have play parties like usually every weekend, both men, women, transgender, pansexual, any type of play party that you could possibly want to learn something from or find a partner to get to know and to develop a rapport with that you might want to play with, you could find at the Citadel. And it's it's in the Mission, 9th and Mission, basically, and it's part of the South of Market Leather King community, and it is one of the best places to go to educate oneself about the safety, the etiquette, the protocols of both the dungeon space area, but also about playing and playing in a scene and playing with safety, because it's a total safe sex play space. They provide all the types of supplies you need for clean, hygienic play, and they have a lot of benches, and they have a lot of crosses, and they have all these things you can do, like operation tables. They have everything there in the dungeon that you can utilize. So they have the furniture and the props. All you have to do is bring your toys and your rope and your whatever you're into, your floggers or whatever you're into, you just have to bring with you. And they provide lockers. You just have to bring your own lock, and it's a great place. And their play parties are amazing. And it's about $20-$25 for a play party, but it's well worth it. I've been to a few there myself, and I've had so much fun.
Well, you mentioned the educational aspect. They do, I guess, not only classes, but they do demonstrations, and
Yeah.
through you, I got an invitation to go to a demonstration in which lots of allegedly kink activities were performed in an educational way. And why don't you tell me what it would be like to walk through that and the things we would see or did see?
Well, it was put on by the Leathermen's Discussion Group, which is
Okay.
a gay men's, but also any person who identifies as male can participate in the Leathermen's Discussion Group. And they had the Fetish Fair last month, and during Folsom Week. And the Fetish Fair was basically a place to come and watch every type of kink demonstration and walk through and observe and ask questions. And they had everything from electrode play and the violet wand to aerial bondage demonstrations to fisting demonstrations. They had everything there, and to walk through that without having ever been exposed to kink, it's just the visualization of the joy and the pleasure and the coming together and the intimacy of the pain and the energy was just so beautiful. It was like magic. And that's what it's like to go to a demonstration event there at the Citadel.
And Seth actually arranged to do what do we call it, Fisting 101
Yeah,
in his home some time ago,
Yeah, it
in
was in
which
March.
a well-known porn star performed that service or act upon another well-known community leader. And that community leader, I guess, is also well-known for producing, I guess, a club or party or event called Hellhole. And the well-known porn star, do you think it's okay to use his name?
I think so.
Michael Brandon. And he is the possessor of something that he calls the monster.
Yeah, the monster.
But that was an amazing experience because it was purely educational, and it was to get into what it really means to the two parties and what ethical play is. And I was blown away, and I really thank you for producing something like that yourself. You're turning myself and a lot of other people onto possibilities that were only lodged in my mind for many, many years. So I'm grateful for it. But talk a little bit more about what you're wearing right now.
Okay. Well, the first important part for me is always the collar.
Okay.
Usually a collar represents that a person, usually a boy, someone who identifies as a boy, not a slave. A boy has a choice. A slave decides to give themselves completely over to their master in every aspect. But a boy usually has a sir. And a sir is like a dominant male, or dominant male. There are madams and mistresses who are dominant females as well, so both men and women can have collars, but the collar signifies a sense of being devoted to a sir or to a mistress or to a madam, and it basically means you are giving yourself over to service them, to bring them pleasure, to bring them joy, to do as they say, to do as they want. But they in return give you love, and it's not about humiliation, it's about tenderness and joy. And to be in service to someone is very, spiritual and very meaningful. And I received my collar from my old former Sir D, and we were together for about 4 months, and he taught me a lot about what I know, and I was able to experience a lot of things I'd never been able to, like bondage and flogging and discipline with him. And he bought me and provided me with the gift of the collar. When we split up, the love was still there, and the self-discipline that I get from the collar, I collared myself to my higher power, or what I choose to call God, because it helps me to be able to practice discipline in my life. It really gives me the opportunity to love myself and to be able to offer myself as a gift to another sir, because I'm currently single, make that plug, and available. And also, it just gives me the opportunity to share how important that this lifestyle and that kink and that spirituality and the spirituality of kink and service and the servitude of another is very important. Gauntlets, these I got as a gift from International Mr. Leather competition from my Sir Daniel. Or Sir D, sorry. And it was basically a gift for being able to provide, I washed his home and cleaned for him, and I was service to him, so he rewarded me with a gift of these gauntlets, and they're actually from Rubio Leather in New York, but they were at International Mr. Leather, so they were important to me. The vest, and the shirt, a lot of my gear I get at Mr. S Leather, and I got my vest there. And the great thing about Mr. S Leather is it's quality soft leather. It's good American quality leather that is basically it's a factory, and they fit everything to you.